The long history of cattle mutilations has still another unusual element. The presence of unidentified flying objects, UFOs. Perhaps the earliest written document on the subject is a newspaper article and sworn affidavit that involved a cow, a politician, and a UFO in a story that predated the 20th century.
Well, back in 1897, it was probably the earliest recorded case of a cattle mutilation. Alexander Hamilton, a member of the House of Representatives in Kansas, reported that a 300-foot-long cylindrical object landed in his farm, picked up one of his cattle, and abducted it.
Well, it turns out that Mr. Hamilton was a member of a liars club, and he later cheerfully admitted this was just a tall tale that he had made up.
Whether the story is true or not, clearly the subject was publicly discussed before the 1900s. 50 years before Roswell and the sci-fi movie craze that filled our modern minds with images of UFOs. Cattle, horses, sheep, and other animals may have been mutilated as well, but were overlooked because the phenomena was not defined or communicated publicly.
I think the first case that we really know about is the 1967 case in Alamosa, Colorado. Snippy was the press's term for the horse. The horse's actual name was Lady. They, in their effort to get the facts straight, got the horse's name wrong. But Snippy was found in the middle of a field by her owners. The sheriff's office investigated this, and they could not come to a conclusion one way or the other what it was. And to this day, it's an unsolved case.
By 1975, cattle mutilation mysteries were so prolific, Colorado Senator Floyd Haskell asked the U.S. government for help. In a request dated August 29, 1975, Haskell wrote, "I'm asking that the Federal Bureau of Investigation enter the case. Although the Colorado Bureau of Investigation has been investigating the incidents, the lack of central unified direction has frustrated the investigation." In his reply to Senator Haskell, FBI Director Clarence Kelly wrote, "I regret to inform you that these actions do not constitute a violation of federal law, coming within the FBI's investigative jurisdiction." March 14, 1979, New Mexico Senator Harrison Schmitt, a former Apollo astronaut, called for a federal investigation citing the mutilation phenomena crossed state lines. This led to the investigation headed by Kenneth Rommel, who retired from the FBI in May 1979, and shortly afterwards assumed the role of Director of Investigations for Operation Animal Mutilation for the state of New Mexico. After 1 year of research, Rommel submitted his final report. It stated, "After laboriously weighing and analyzing the evidence, I have come to the conclusion that the vast majority of mutilations are caused by predators and scavengers." The subject transitioned from a rural myth to front-page headlines. News reports elevated the phrase cattle mutilation into the lexicon for strange, unexplained, and paranormal research. Cattle mutilations, like most UFO-related phenomena, have lurked in the shadows of U.S. government conspiracies since the days of the Roswell incident.
It's hard to imagine why the United States government, for any reason, would go out and mutilate cattle. I cannot imagine why. And if they did so, why they would do so in a way that seems to mimic the work of predators.
We can't prove that the government's involved in this. We can't say that there's extraterrestrials involved in this. We can't say that there are even extraterrestrials out there. There's no proof. They haven't landed on the White House lawn yet.